Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
Pretty good. Hopefully, getting ready to get some Miami updates. Um,
Starting lineups.
yeah, starting lineups and such. Um, and also, I mean, we still don't. Well, obviously, we don't yet know exactly what's going on with Clippers and Phoenix, right?
Yep. I mean, we know there's a lot of guys out. I don't know. It's just Zubac, I guess, that's left.
Well, let me just double check this. So Aiton is in fact out. I just want to just go through this. Aiton is in fact out. We don't know who's starting at center. And that's about it from there. Clippers, we have George out, Powell out. Kennard is questionable. George out, Kawhi out. Zubac is currently questionable. And Reggie Jackson is out. And again, Paul George is out. So we're waiting on. We're gonna have to wait on starters over there, but it's a tell me what's the priority here, because it is the island game, well, sort of island game. It's the late game that's gonna usher in the live sweat.
Exactly. I don't know, man. I'm stressing about trying to figure out. Okay, so the Clippers in Phoenix. I just think that without knowing, like getting 3 or 4 players from that game is just a good idea, obviously, anyway. So that's where I think you start your lineups. And then I have my build. I don't have very many. They're basically Clippers with Phoenix combined with Memphis and Milwaukee on the high end with like Ja and Giannis.
So you think the Clippers value is I guess better than the Miami value?
No, and I have high. So right now the Miami value, assuming that assuming that everybody projected to starts. I still like Struss. I like Highsmith over Jovic, and it's partly position is part of the reason.
Assuming that you like who over Jovic?
I like
Highsmith
over Jovic.
Well, do you think that who's going to start though? Robinson, you think?
I think Jovic is the projected starter. I think they might do that. I'll skip the crazy ownership and take a shot as I do because he's not guaranteed to play all the minutes, especially crunch time. And he had some real opportunities without Jimmy Butler, without Tyler Hero in the lineup. And he never scored more than 26 fantasy points.
You talking about Robinson?
No, I'm talking about Jovic.
Oh, okay.
Because Jovic is I think he'll be the one everyone plays if he's starting.
Right.
But what I would say is that Highsmith has a ceiling. He's active and he can be out there. And against a team that, like, while Şengün is big, so I guess they play big, but like I don't think it's not like the kind of big that a Highsmith couldn't handle. So I don't know. I'm just trying to treat it like that. So I'm taking a little bit of an overweight stance on Highsmith and an underweight stance on Jovic. Even if the starting lineup comes out with Jovic, which is going to make him 60 some odd % owned in the big buy-ins. And I think you can get Highsmith at half that. Yeah. No, sorry, not half that. Maybe even lower. I had some fun lineups last night. It was too bad Atlanta just decided to be down by 30 at the end of the first quarter. They
almost won the game.
They almost came back. I finished 26th in the big with my one big buy-in lineup, and it was like I was so proud of my one play that I talked about on air. I don't think you were around, but I just kept saying play Jalen Duran over Bassey and leave Gafford in the other center spot. And I understand that Jokic went nuts, but still, for most of the tournaments, they were won by those. That
Jokic was not on the winning lineup, I don't think.
Yeah, because it was the
Gafford.
It was Gafford with but specifically with Duran.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. But I took the Duran stance, which I felt like was a really good one, considering I think Bassey was like 65% owned. And when you outscored the other guy at the same price, the same position by 23 points, it's always a good night, or 22 points. All right. We'll get into football in a minute. It's kind of hard with the NBA right now because we need to know, like, the starting lineups would be helpful. I said my sort of general outlook strategy.
Yeah.
I don't.
We're just waiting. We're just waiting on Miami starters right now. I mean,
yeah. Initially, I was very into Pat Connaughton. I like him in this spot, and he's cheap, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I do really like Steven Adams and Ja Morant. I kind of like if you're going to play both of them, I kind of like separating them, but I think they're totally fine to play together. And I'm just going to be like, I'm going to play Giannis, like simple as that. I'm going to play Ja and Giannis.
Yeah.
Get the value right, and that's where I'm at right now.
You like Ja better than Zion, I guess?
I really like Zion, especially because no one is like looking at him. Or like talking about it as an obvious play. But I just think that like that Memphis Milwaukee game, if it goes right, like the original thing I tried to do was to try to put in, and I still might do it because I have John Wall rated really high, which all the projections love.
Right.
I'm still concerned about the amount of minutes they're going to let him run out here. Hasn't played 30 minutes yet in the game this season. So that worries me a little bit, including at Washington, like was his previous high, which is like obviously a homecoming kind of a game for him. So I wanted to play Middleton, Giannis, Morant, and Adams was my initial like I'll find the value. That's going to be value. It just hasn't quite worked out the right way for that to work.
I'll tell you this: if they start Robinson and you play like a Chalky Robinson or whatever. Or Jovic, you don't get the chance to maybe play Moses Brown.
That's what Sheets. Now you're talking my language here, man. I am so in love with this play. So that was my first thought. But with that thought, in my initial build, what I did was I made sure Covington was in that utility spot, so I could just make it Moses Brown if I had to.
That's right.
You know what I mean? With 4 Clippers, and then I could just switch it over to Moses Brown. It just made too much sense, and I wanted to do it with Londale specifically also because I like Londale a little bit better right now. My biggest buy-in, Biyombo's in it. I think he's much safer, but I think Londale is the better tournament play than Biyombo.
Yeah, you know who I wouldn't mind playing. Don't forget that Dario Saric was almost chalk the other day. Like, he didn't start after all that. Another value came up,
and also like that's a late game. What if he starts and neither of these guys do?
That's what I'm saying.
That's pretty sharp. I think that you play him and then you just
you play Saric and Moses Brown together. That's it.
Well, no. You play Saric. Well, no, but that's what you do, though, right? And then you leave Saric in the utility.
And then you hope all the Miami centers and power forwards bust.
Then you play at worst. You play Londale, and who else can you get at minimum cost from that game? At worst, you play Londale with Amir Coffey or something.
Ooh-wee.
Who might be a thing. And by the way, it could be Brown if Zubac is out. What's really weird to me is that I don't think anyone's going to play Zubac.
No, well, because they're going to play a center for the Miami game.
For what it's worth, I love Marcus Morris tonight.
Oh wait, you know what? I totally forgot that Jovic is power forward eligible.
He's power forward eligible. Yeah, it changes things quite a bit.
Yeah.
But the thing that Marcus Morris absolutely massacres this team. I know it's not in Phoenix, whatever. It'd be nice if he does. So does Markieff. It's a real thing. Okay. Like they have real beef with this team. They always go nuts. And also like everybody's out. And Marcus Morris is a guy who can actually go out there and just accidentally get 30. He's got a chance to get 40, but I think it's pretty interesting that no one's really going to play Zubac. And if he plays, he is
He was 0% owned.
Incredible tournament play, though. Like, nobody in the world is going to play him. Right?
No, because they're going to have a center spot gone.
Yeah, and also, like, there's other guys who are good plays at the center spot. Like, Şengün, I think, is a good play.
People might play Valanciunas.
I think Joe Val, yeah. Like, I think that you've got the Steven. I still think Steven Adams is a really good play tonight, for what it's worth.
Well, also I'll say this is that
and then you have the
with Jovic maybe getting this power forward eligible spot. Remember that both Zion and Jimmy Butler are both power forward only.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're both good plays.
Yeah, that's true. For some reason, I'm not getting to much Butler tonight, and that could be a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not. I haven't really built anything that I'm considering putting in yet until the Miami news actually comes out.
But why does it matter for Butler? Like, the only issue I have with him is that he's going to be high owned. Like, that's why I guess
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe he won't be.
I think he will, though.
I mean, Jovic is going to get put if he starts. Is going to get put in the power forward position. No.
Yeah, you're right.
Then it's just then him and Zion will split up the other forward spot.
Yeah, fair enough.
And not to mention, excuse me, Mr. Giannis is a forward also.
For what it's worth, I like Jabari Smith tonight also a little bit.
What's his position?
Power forward center.
Another one.
Tough one. Now, I'm ending up with Şengün in my builds here. I don't know what's happening, but I'm ending up with Şengün. Is that really happening? I think the answer is leave money on the table, play Steven Adams, go with your gut, Bobby.
Caleb Martin plans to play.
That means he'll play. I'm suspicious of the Biyombo thing, but like I guess if I play 4 guys from the late game, I'll have sub ability and
right.
But I would really, you know what? Maybe why do I need John Wall? Why do I need him?
Well, like you said, what's he really going to play? 32 minutes?
If he plays 32, he's going to be he'll be pretty good. Now you just made me like go, how could I not play John Wall?
Who's active in that game? Who other guards are there? Terrence Mann.
All right, so if I play Londale, and by the way, Covington could end up being the other one if it's not Moses.
We're gonna be sweating Moses Brown, and he's gonna be in a sweatsuit the whole game.
It's gonna be really weird when it's like, like why are we doing this when Covington puts up 35 fantasy points?
No, Moses Brown's not gonna start, and we're gonna make up a reason why. We like him anyway. He's going to play 0 minutes.
He's going to put up like 20 fantasy points in like 12 minutes, and Covington's going to put up like 50. We're going to feel really good for like 2 minutes, and then it'll just go.
When's the last time Covington put up anything, though?
Covington can put up a number.
You sure?
I mean, it's with how short. Like I'm usually not. I'm the one who's usually avoiding the Clippers' shortness.
Yeah.
But I know who's like mostly going to play, and they're not going to let themselves get blown out on their home court without a fight.
There's no home court. No one's going to this game with all those guys out.
Batum is also doesn't. Well, it's more just like the vibe. Everything's really good in Clipperland. But Batum is. I mean, he does it though sometimes. But he played 30 minutes last night, and he's 700 years old. It's the 3rd game in 4 nights.
Paul George is going, not Paul George, Chris Paul. He's going back to L.A. the Clippers.
But he's 7. If Devin Booker was out, then I'm in. Oh my God! Kenny just handed me. I'm at Kenny's right now. He handed me a hat. I don't want to wear it though. because it's a Clippers hat. No, but I think I mean, look, you have to try to play 2 Clippers, right?
At least.
But do
I
you
mean, you have to have 2 Miamis and 2 Clippers, I think.
I don't know if you need 2 Miamis. You might need. By the way, I could be way off here. You could need 4 by the end of this because Haslam is not a real player. They have 9 players.
Oh, wait a minute. I thought that. Okay, so Hero, I thought might.
They should freaking start Haslam.
That'd be awesome.
That would be the best thing of all time. Then you're
I think you have to find him a uniform. I don't know.
He plays. He played the other day.
He got double-digit minutes like a couple of weeks ago.
That's like bizarre. The guy literally
took 2 shots. He took 2 shots. He did. He racked up 3 fouls. Excuse me. He played 4 minutes in a game that was decided by only 4 points.
That's pretty crazy. Can I throw out a large tournament play, which shouldn't be but I know it's been weird game flow, and he played without everybody, but I believe in streaks being something. I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker should be in your tournament mix.
Okay. No more what about Dyson Daniels?
I love Dyson Daniels as a real player. There's too many guys there. And you could say the same thing about Utah, but there is something what's going on with Nickeil Alexander-Walker to where if he's going, they'll let him keep going, which means you're 7Xing a 4,900 player, which is just really good. The better play is more obviously to me. I like Struss. I thought Struss would be a little bit more popular. His projection is not making him as well. I guess it is on SaberSim. It depends on where you're.
I also think that they're really just that these projections are all speculative until starters come in.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Should we switch over to football because we don't have any other basketball really to cover?
Sure.
2 Clipper. That's not enough. Ugh. God, I'm just narrowing down my basketball lineups, ready to make all the changes. But, man, I really thought I really thought for a minute there was a chance I could have had a shot, but didn't end up happening. All right, football. So George Kittle is my favorite captain play, considering ownership and everything. I also like Noah Fant on the other side. I have a lot of both of those guys in my lineups. I like Purdy, I guess, per dollar wise better than Geno Smith, but I still like Geno Smith, and I will be playing Ray McLeod and Jennings. I actually think Jennings is would have been a sneaky captain, but I think people are a little bit thinking that way. So I don't know if he'll be that sneaky, but I do like Jennings a lot too. I usually love Ayuk, but I can't the one time, I can't win with him as chalk. And I think he's going to end up being really chalky.
Well, I did a video and my take stands in that you're going to need to play somebody 3K or less. And you're going to be choosing, I don't want to say between, but Ray McLeod and Juwan Jennings. And Juwan Jennings might not even be enough. I think you might have to play someone below him to get really what you want. Unless, like you said, Kittle and the captain, maybe you don't have to. Other cheapos that you might want to consider just for fun. Not even for fun. I mean, like Danny Gray at 200, just a guy to throw in. Hope he gets one target, 1 reception. Noah Fant, like you said, I just don't think he's exactly cheap enough for that. The other cheapos that I came up with, Tyler Croft, 200 maybe, and then the other Seattle guy, Colby Parkinson. Now again, these are all really filthy plays. The other thing is that you could make a case for, depending on the game script you believe in, you could make a case for 2 running backs for San Francisco. Play both Jordan Mason and Christian McCaffrey, along with maybe the defense or something like that. That's something you could do. I don't think it's a Kyle Juszczyk day. I like playing him in Showdown. I didn't like that. And then you could always play Will Dissly as a cheapo, because I think that Seattle, you are going to want to play one of those top guys, between either Metcalf, Lockett, or Kenneth Walker. And I think on San Francisco, I don't know. It doesn't matter what game script you have. I mean, I think McCaffrey's just kind of tough to fade. If you're not going to play him in the captain, I guess it's tough. It's tough for me to see him not being the top scorer. But if you put Kittle in the captain, like for example, you probably buy yourself some opportunity to not have to play Danny Gray, like for example, right? So maybe you're right. Maybe something like Kittle in the captain, or Juwan Jennings in the captain, like you were saying, or even Ayuk in the captain, or something like that. The other thing I would mention is that, and I think I've been hearing this. Seattle is a 3-point underdog, and the scripts I'm hearing are just nothing but San Francisco like killing them. So I'm not exactly sure that's going to be the case. And I would go the opposite way. I would do like a Metcalf in the captain with Geno, and even maybe run Tyler Lockett, and then you have to probably play double cheapos for that, because I still want McCaffrey on San Francisco, and then maybe go double cheapos. But I don't think it's just about what San Francisco guy is in the captain. I think that there's just as good of a likelihood that that Seattle wins, and I think that Seattle targets are just as secure as San Francisco's, even with Debo out and knowing where that money is going. So I don't know. I think I'll have just as much exposure on the Seattle offense as it would on the San Francisco offense.
Yeah, I agree with basically everything that you said. Look, I'm trying to find a way to get different. The first thing that sticks in my head is that Kittle can score 35 fantasy points. We've seen it out of nowhere a million times with them. This is the 31st ranked team against tight ends. For him not to be one of your captain priorities is tough. It is hard to see McCaffrey not being on a winning lineup because of, honestly, it's really hard to see. I don't really know how you find it.
I'll tell you how. First of all, I think that the Jordan Mason is probably going to be overowned, just because of Ramondre Stevenson's past week. I think people are going to start playing these like injury lineups more because of what happened. So that's who knows? That's like my thesis at least. Like when I made my first set of builds, I only had McCaffrey in 28% of captain lineups. So I had all kinds of.
I won't have any McCaffrey captain lineups.
Oh really? Okay.
But I'm not playing as many lineups as you are either. So
right.
It's very different. Like, I actually don't mind Juszczyk tonight. I think the lack of Debo gives like a potential for 1 out of 5 trips in the red zone where you get the carry, which is kind of what you're asking for.
Right.
Because you're going to get a couple pass targets pretty much all the time here. Just small ones, though. Bailouts. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I think that everyone, I think there will be a lot of people who play the San Francisco defense. I don't think that many people play the Seattle defense. I don't think people are playing enough of the defenses. But I can't.
I've got more Seattle defense than San Francisco defense, actually.
Yeah, I like that. And then the which to fade between Metcalf. It feels really gross because if Metcalf beats me, then he beats me. I like Lockett better than Metcalf for this game.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Well, that's my take.
Right,
I
right,
see
right.
I see a connection. I see what's happening there. There's a lot more. Metcalf is a physical specimen. He's your first down guy. He's become more almost like a possession receiver the way he plays a lot of the time, which includes when you're inside the goal line too. You're going to get looks. But if Tyler Lockett just has his normal game, but then also catches that 70-yarder, which seems more likely for him than Metcalf somehow now, that's the guy I want. So,
and Ray McLeod's going to be popular. I mean, he's not like a lock. It's like he's still have basically the fifth receiver. If they consider McCaffrey a receiver, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, talk a little bit more about the Mason thing. Is it just because he got a lot of it feels like very empty carries that he's had so far this year. So you're basically the game script would have to be San Francisco wins by a bunch.
Yeah.
All right, same page.
Yeah.
Like it, Chiefs. That's a cool play. I actually think that is a cool play.
You probably want to throw the Niners defense into that mix,
What's that?
And you probably want to throw the Niners defense into that idea.
Yeah. I still think Noah Fant is really talented and no one's getting.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I got that.
What about a 5-1 with Lockett?
Yeah. No. I think those are all – I think that's what you are doing. You know what I mean? Like if you play 5-1, you pick one Seattle receiver or how about 5-1 with freaking with Fant? I mean, who knows? Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Now I have to whittle down and make sure I don't play George Kittle in every single one of my lineups.
Uh-oh.
He's the captain in literally all of my lineups right now. So I'm just going to edit that out. I think McCaffrey and Lockett are my other favorite. I'm sorry, not McCaffrey. Metcalf. But I also really I do think there's an argument for like Jennings.
Well, he's going to be, I presume, the starter, right? I mean, starter. What does that mean, actually? The thing about what makes McLeod a good play is that you do need that salary today. Yeah.
I have a couple double running back lineups now that I look at it. It's weird. I keep getting to the same build with the Seattle with one of Metcalf or Lockett with one of my builds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's for some reason I'm having trouble getting away from it. Even though, like you, I kind of like Seattle in this game. So I'm just gonna have to make one of those guys the captain and a couple more lineups. I think I'm gonna throw a crazy one in there and throw a Noah Fant lineup in there and hope he does
Sure.
Brings back what we thought could happen with Evan Ingram, something like that.
Yeah. Still no news coming out of Miami. I don't think. Let me just see something. Wait, it says Twitter. This and it looks like, huh? What does this mean? Heat beat status. Someone's saying it looks like they're going to start Haslam.
I told you. Called it. That's beautiful.
I don't know. Somebody says Ira from Ira Heat beat. Someone comment.
I've got him as a
F it start. Someone else said F it start Haslam, and Ira Winderman said, and it looks like they will.
NBA.com has him as the projected starter.
Let's go.
All right. So, like, obviously, we're playing Udonis Haslam. No, I'm just kidding. So you obviously have to, like, I mean, I think Highsmith, and I think.
What do you think the prop is for how many minutes he plays? 9.
Such a good number. That's exactly what I think. I think there's I would like if I have my bet, I think it's somewhere below 7.
Okay.
but I think there's an outside chance it could be like 11. Like, it would probably be in a close game in a weird spot if there was an automatic foul or something. I don't know, but yeah, somewhere in there.
Well, let me tell you something. Okay, so this is a story. So, not this past summer, but the summer before, my son was in a league, a men's league, and he only usually his team had like 6 guys or whatever. I said, I'll tell you what, if you ever have 5, like I'll come to like be a guy on the bench, whatever, just whatever. There's no way I could play like a full game, like ever, but just in case. So there was a game where he says we only have 5. So I went and I showed up, and he says, "But Dad, you got to start." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So I played in total about 12 minutes. 12 minutes is a lot. If like, you know what I mean? Like if the game was like 4 times as fast as you're able to play, you know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
like that game was. So 12 minutes for like Haslam that's a lot. That's very difficult.
That's like 65 minutes for Pascal Siakam or something.
Right, something like that. Right.
Like the weirdest thing is like I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle won by like 50 tonight. I'm sorry, San Francisco won by like not 50, but like 30. You know, I really think like 37-7 is on the table. I also think that I like Seattle. Like I think Seattle actually plays well here, and maybe playing Seattle's defense and trying to get off of Purdy is a way of getting a little bit off of what some people are going to do. Purdy is in my big.
Is Purdy the quarterback for the rest of the season now?
I mean, to be honest, if Purdy was quarterback, this team might be undefeated. Like, not really, but he's looked really good. They haven't needed much from him, but he's looked really, really, really good. Yeah, I can't imagine anywhere they would change it. It would have to take like 2 awful losses and like maybe 6 or 7 consecutive quarters without a touchdown or something like that.
I mean, he's actually good. Is that the narrative?
Have you watched him?
No.
He's good.
Okay.
He's good in the way that Ryan Fitzpatrick was good. You know what I mean? Doug Flutie, when he came to the NFL, was good. You can fill this role if you have a perfect thing around you, or Nick Foles, or a very different thing with Nick Foles. But if you have everything perfect around you, that team is Seattle's awesome. If I had to make a bet on who's going to win between those two teams, I'm sorry, not Seattle, Philly, but that's going to be a really tough game for Philly. Unless Jimmy G was quarterback. All right. I don't have any other NBA with this Haslam thing. I'm curious, Sheets. I'm going to take a look at the projections and see what they've adjusted for.
I don't think it hasn't even been exactly officially announced, by the way.
Yeah.
But right. It certainly feels like it.
I think it is going to be the case. And maybe that works out really well. I just think just playing one of the other 3K guys now is the answer, you know? Whereas before, the ownership was going to be a little bit slanted now because of those minutes. I still like Highsmith, though, for what it's worth.
Yeah, Saberson currently has Haslam projected for 2 fantasy points. So that means he's starting. Jamal Cain, 5 fantasy points.
Yeah, I don't want to overdo it is a good, it's a pretty good game to stack too. Just hard. Nobody looks amazing. I think Jalen Green is too cheap, but.
So a little bit of color, a little kind of to that basketball game I'm referring to. I actually have a video of it. So I was going to take the jump, and across the thing for me was, kid 30 years younger than me, like 3 inches taller than me also. I said to him, I'll give you 10,000 if you let me win the jump. just like that, right? And so they threw the jump. He totally let me win the jump, right? And they ended up that first possession. I actually got an assist. I threw it to my son, who made a three. It was like the greatest moment of like all time. And then like at the next, first whistle, the kid looks at me. He's like, "I had to do it just in case you were telling the truth." It's exactly.
I'm guessing you weren't telling the truth.
No, definitely was not telling the truth.
Okay, geez, man.
No.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I can't believe you actually got away with that one.
Yeah.
It looks like my order got, I don't know where it is.
Let's see. We have anything official yet, though? No, we still have that same tweet, and it looks like they will. So it's going to be Haslam. We're going to get a nice play on this Highsmith, by the way, I think.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I'm starting to wonder if I should be playing more of the obvious Miami guys. I think I probably should.
Like who?
Well, Butler, Hero. That's pretty much the two. I just wasn't gonna do it because everybody.
So Butler Hero as opposed to say Giannis and somebody short.
It feels more like a Hero game, but like there's like nobody there.
It's not even a game. You know what I mean? I don't even know what it is.
They're gonna and they play they're gonna play hard and play to win. I guess I need to play them. Shoot.
So who's bringing the ball up? Point Butler or point Hero? Good question.
That is a good question. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna just go check something at the door, see if the.
You got news there?
Not yet. My screen will be out, but I'll be here. I just have to eat something. I don't really want to eat on camera, but I have not eaten, so it's kind of a busy day.
Orlando Robinson, James King, Adonis Haslam. Butler, Jovic, Wall, Giannis, Biyombo, Jalen Green, Jovic, 20 fantasy points. That's a I guess. Highsmith. Play Bismack Biyombo just so he could swap to Moses Brown, huh? Does that make sense? And so we're still waiting on this, and I will post an update to the projections once these Miami guys just get a little more clarity. But the Clippers, we're going to have to update as well a little bit later. We'll definitely tweet about this live sweat thing. I'm currently, like these are early, not early. I am right now playing the normal Miami guys, like the Butler and the Hero. Give me 25% Highsmith right now, even.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Yeah, I want to tweet at some point about the live sweat thing in case people want to show up for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's nothing yet from Miami.
It's taking me off of the thing I really wanted to do to make the whole thing.
Jovic and Butler. And some Zion. You know what I'm not getting? Well, I am. I'm getting very little Morant right now.
I know. I don't think anyone else will either. That's why I'm trying to force them in here.
Yeah.
What if Hero's out?
I mean, he's probable. I mean,
I know. I'm just kidding around. I'm just trying to make this like even more tricky.
Maybe save room for Booker. Playing any Middleton tonight?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm ending up with because I can't quite get to Giannis. But let's see. I just can't. I'm just like, I can do it. It's just the position overlap is kind of frustrating.
Yeah, it looks like they will. That's some tweet there.
What does it say?
that same tweet is that the last one. Someone said it. May as well just start Haslam, and the guy responded, it looks like they will, prompting all the speculation.
He's going to.
He's in there. Huh?
I promise you. All right, I'm going to go in a minute and then finish my things.
Okay. Yeah, I want to wait here until Miami stuff comes up so that I can remember to update the projections here.
All right.
And everybody make sure you come show up like 11 o'clock. We're going to be sweating Bobby's first place in the NBA 555. I'll probably be in 13th in the FanDuel shot, hoping to make up some ground. And I know Rhodey's going to be complaining about something in the showdown slate. So there's going to be stuff to sweat. And who knows, if I'm in the mood, maybe I'll if things are really going bad early, I'll fire up a showdown slate for the Suns game. It's something to do. And maybe I'll have a hockey sweat. Big hockey slate tonight. 1 million games. Probably should have played more lineups. And for those of you that didn't catch this, I did a really, really nice interview with Brett Apley, who's one of the best MMA guys in the business, so to speak. And I didn't do the full. I didn't do the normal slate breakdown, so I'm going to do that separately. And then I'm also going to do the betting breakdown, which is definitely the most fun I have. And there's the live sweat, and then there's the MMA betting breakdown. So I literally have no idea what I'm talking about. That's not true. It's just a way different approach to MMA betting that you will ever see. It's exactly, with a little less skill, the way I managed my stock portfolio for 25 years. But it's with MMA betting. So, awesome. Hey, so far so good. We're up like 7 units since we've been tracking this. And that's literally betting 1 unit every fight. So that's good news. Again, so good. Listen, as the MMA DraftKings DFS product goes down because of this late swap business, we got to get back into the betting streets a little bit.
Yep.
All
right. Peace out for a minute. I'll see you guys later. Okay. All right. Good luck, everybody.
Fair enough. Let's see. We're going to keep looking for this NBA news. Still nothing on starters, but I think it's pretty safe. I don't want to say safe, but We'll get Jovic as starter, and then we'll have Highsmith probably coming off the bench pretty quickly. And Hero and Butler will be good plays. I think it's pretty safe to say. To wit, I'm going to change my FanDuel lineups to account for that. Orlando Robinson. Really not getting much of the Orlando Robinson. Getting this Udonis Haslem business. Okay. I'll read you my FanDuel lineups for now, and then if the whatchamacallit, if the starters are a surprise in some way, we'll change it. Duncan Robinson. Wow, this is something I wouldn't expect. Duncan Robinson on FanDuel. How many people are doing that? It's so silly. Like I said, it just might work. I'm definitely going to redo all these lineups in a minute, but just so I have it here for now. If it was to follow poker, the Win had an amazing big tournament through day one, I believe. I wonder if Javon Carter's still a good play. I mean, he was huge chalk the other day. What's the real difference? I guess battling for better plays, I guess. Still waiting on this news, and then once we get it, I will definitely redo the projections once they get updated. So they were looking at more like 745, I would guess. Why does NBA and NFL lock at the same time? They don't. We got a full 15-minute gap in there, Eric. What are you talking about? Plenty of time. Well, the Grizzlies starting lineup is out. Morant, Concher, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson, Steven Adams. Well, that's nice. All right, so that's good. I think that's everything there was pretty well expected. Houston Rockets lineup is out with the expected Kevin Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Eric Gordon, Jabari Smith, and Alperen Sengun. Okay. Well, for now, we're just waiting on Mr. Miami here. I mean, it's 7:30. I think we're supposed to have a clue. But I'm pretty sure that this, let me see if the other sites have been updating their projections, assuming Haslam is starting. Because if they have, I think I can go with that and start updating this. Haslam, yeah, I've seen 12-minute projection there. Jovic, 18 more. Highsmith. Okay, so I am going to start updating the projections here. And I have on the left side of my screen, I do have the Twitter feeds up. Wait, there it is. Hero, Struss, Butler, Martin, and Haslam. Okay. Just like we thought. I mean, just like we recently thought. And no, I'm not going to be, I don't believe, play any Haslam. hoping it makes. Oh, actually, Jovic is not starting. So that's not what we thought, actually. Okay, so I'm going to have to wait a little bit. Well, that's interesting. So no Jovic. Jovic is not starting. Hero, Struss, Butler, Martin, and Haslam. Oh, that's what we did think, actually. We knew this was going to happen. Sorry about that. But I do think that they're both good plays coming off of the bench. The Highsmith and the other one. Is Robinson a good play coming off the bench? That's a question. That's probably a little fishy. But I'll see. I'm gonna run these numbers here. I'll let you know what they say. I mean, after I run them. So hold on. So it's gonna take me a few minutes. Just hang in there with me. And again, we have a little bit of time before that 10:30 game. So you do have like an hour, hour break in starting times. So if you can, I would leave stuff open. Bucks starting Javon Carter, Grayson Allen, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brooke Lopez. This is what we thought over there. And I wonder, once again, I don't think that Javon Carter is going to be a good play. First of all, I went on a whole diatribe about why I didn't think he was a good play anyway, just because he's starting at point guard and he's sort of cheap doesn't make it necessarily a good play when you're in an environment where Giannis is going to have the ball every possession. Not every possession, but it's not the same thing as, say, when Tyus Jones replaces Ja. By the way, pursuant to my other discussion about the MMA card this weekend, it's the last one of the year, and they couldn't even get it to fill. They reduced the guarantee to $50K for first. I think they know they screwed up, and I'm hoping that at the end of the year they go back to the no late swap product, which will make it a much better experience, which means that more people will play, which means it's better for everybody. Almost done here. And then we will post these things. Nice and sharp. They have it right to the end here. So let me just make sure that I have this right. Haslam starting. 8 minutes. Still giving like 24 minutes to Jovic off the bench. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So let me finish these, and I'll let you know what my builds are looking like. Because again, I promised people I would do lineup builds here, so I will let you guys know almost exactly what my exposures are. After
I popped back in here, Sheets.
Okay.
Trying to figure out.
I'm just updating the projections. I'm almost done, but it's pretty much what we thought.
Yeah, I think Highsmith is a better play than everybody else is of them.
Than Jovic?
I think Jovic will be more owned. And also, I like power forward because I like both Morris and Giannis tonight. So Highsmith fits my narrative a little bit better.
Your roster narrative.
Yeah, my roster narrative. Currently, though, what I'm going to have to deal with, and I'm just going to give it away, is I'm playing currently a combination of Terrence Mann, Marcus Morris, Londale, and Biyombo in the late game. I don't plan on playing Londale and Biyombo in the same lineup, but I might switch up I'm just planning to switch up my lineup in case Zubac is out.
That's smart.
If he's not, I'll take a chance and go for the lower owned versions in that price range. Either live with Londale and Morris as the centers or switch over to Zubac as the center instead of Morris and play Covington. It's a risk reward thing. I'm willing to gamble on it. Small slate. It's a way to get different, just to have that flexibility. And I'm playing the Ja and Giannis together with Hero.
It's hard to argue that.
Yeah. The one thing that I'm afraid of not having is Max Struss. And that sounds like a really weird thing to say.
I'm not worried about that.
I am a little bit. This is a matchup where I could see him hitting like 7 threes tonight.
We'll play Duncan Robinson then. How about that?
But like we haven't seen like Struss like really a part of their team.
Oh well. Oh, you want them to be part of your team too? Okay.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking for a lot of things here.
Yeah. All right. So let me see what this looks like.
It just feels like the matchup where I'm like, oh, whenever he's chalky, I don't play him. But like,
there are, it says 10 Heat players available, for whatever that's worth.
Yep, that's what Haslam's the 10th, though. That means it's a huge boost to everyone else.
And I'm currently getting big projections on both Lawndale and Biyombo. Don't know how that's possible, but
yeah, they're both getting great projections. Of course, even if they split the game, they're probably both getting 20 plus on average. You know what I mean? Between the two of them, have 40 fantasy points. They're good producers too.
I'm not too convinced that Biyombo is such a great producer.
I'm a little more on the Lawndale side myself. Well, he has some. Biyombo's had some really big games though. Oh, you have Kennard still questionable too. Like,
yeah,
that's another thing I could do is switch over to Kennard if he's in. I'm just giving myself a little flexibility through the first games if this.
Yeah.
Like Kennard is a better play than, maybe I'll just do that for now.
What?
Putting Kennard in as my utility guy instead of Biyombo because I already have Lawndale in there, so there's no reason.
Boy, also getting Lawndale, Jovic. Yeah, this is not really too much of a surprise. But I'm actually, you know what? I think it's going to be one of those one of us is going to win nights because my builds, I'm using my salary for more like Butler Hero stuff and very little actually Ja and not all that much Giannis. So we will.
That's why I'm trying to figure it out how to get. You know what I mean? And partly I'm not saying this is the best play or this is the right thing to do. It's just what I'm doing.
Right.
It just feels the best to me. It feels the like it gives you the best chance. I really do like Butler and Hero for what it's worth. Like it's how can I get enough points that game without them doing it, which means if you're going to play neither of them, you probably should be playing either Struss, Robinson, along with Highsmith, like all these guys.
I guess this all makes sense. Yeah, they really.
Anyone's going to play Devin Booker tonight, by the way?
I might end up having to.
Seems like a thing that could happen. No one's playing Mike Conley either. Kind of like that play.
Yeah, so my top owned guys are going to be guys I've actually heard of, and that's going to be Jimmy Butler, John Wall, and Tyler Hero.
I'm not playing that much of John Wall, even though
That could all change. That being John Wall and all,
Yeah.
Like,
I
I'm not thinking like when he's starting, when the game starts.
My main build right now currently has 400 left on the table, which doesn't feel ideal, but not that it's a big deal, but it's just kind of weird because I kind of want to play Struss and Hero, and I kind of want to play Highsmith.
Okay, now on FanDuel, let me just do FanDuel now. I'll tell you, having all that exposure to the Miami Houston game is not very conducive to the live sweat narrative, but
No, well, you say that, but
then I could be anti-rooting against people. That's fine too.
No, but Sheets, everybody's gonna have some Clippers in the mix, and
no, I know. I mean, my anti-sweat.
I actually think it's a perfect live sweat night. I think I like this idea better of what I've just talked myself into. But is it really possible to fade Hero and Butler both?
I think you could fade them both. You know what I mean? I don't think
that's what my build is right now because I
don't think you can fade one of them. I think
I have 400 left. I'm deciding between Chris Paul and Tyler Hero, and I don't like Chris Paul that much, except I do. I actually really like Chris Paul tonight. I forgot to mention it earlier because I had too many jaw lineups locked up with potential other guards, but now I'm all heavy on power forwards.
So here is my trivia question to all of you who want to guess. I want you to guess, everybody, who my top owned 2 players are on FanDuel. And I will give you a hint if you hadn't figured it out by now. Is not the guys that I mentioned, my top guys on DraftKings.
Yeah. Mr. Suspense over here.
Yup. So it's neither Butler nor Hero nor Wall. It is 2 other people. Does anybody want to take a guess on who that is? Bobby, would you like to take a guess on who that is?
On which site? What did you say?
On FanDuel.com.
FanDuel.com. I love that you threw the .com.
On FanDuel.com.
Okay.
On FanDuel.com, incorporated, 1942, whatever.
Okay.
Who are the top owned players by Mr. Sheets?
I didn't look at the pricing that much on FanDuel today because I got it late. So I'm going to guess that Marcus Morris.
Marcus Morris is correct. He is second.
Without even seeing the price. What is he, 47?
That's right. He is 47? The second. He is 49.
Oh, I was right there.
He's the second highest owned.
Okay.
Very close to the top.
The first highest owned. Should be. Is it John Wall's price is so cheap?
Well, no, it's not because I said John Wall is my highest on DraftKings.
Okay.
It's somebody different. It's neither John Wall nor Hero nor Butler, and we already said Marcus Morris.
We did.
Might be a tough one without knowing the price. These prices. If you saw the prices, you might be able to
snuff it out.
Yeah. Well, it's not as sexy as I'm leading it to be. It's just another starter from that game, and that's Caleb Martin.
Ugh.
Exactly.
If Caleb Martin goes off, I'm okay with it. I'll just take it. Like
he's 5,000.
I like him when no one else plays him. I don't like him in these situations. And also, like, it is kind of better. Like, I think he plays better with Butler, so I guess there's that. But, like, I don't know. Yeah, and
you see, and obviously, like, all these lineups are gonna. Well, this is a good one. How I've got a nice little Booker and Wall lineup. I like the Booker. I like these Booker lineups. Booker Woman. Oh, this one's really good.
The one guy I really hate not playing, I'm just going to say this right now because it really pisses me off. I really wanted to play Steven Adams tonight, and I just get to enough of them. I could do, you know what? There's my last switch in that one. But I love Morris tonight too. But it just feels like Steven. I like this so much better. Steven Adams, Lawndale. Ooh, I can never spell his name right. And Covington. Oh, there's no way this could ever win, so it'll probably win the fadeaway.
So impossible. It just might work.
It's just going to work. Sheets, I finally had a good night last night. I felt good about it.
I saw that.
I liked my plays. I felt really good about the Duran thing. I felt like it was one of those examples of where I didn't question, like I questioned myself and then I talked through it on air and I was like, nah, I'm doing this. And everything worked pretty well. Like it was a really, we had 5 fantasy point, DeMar DeRozan with 2 minutes to go in the second, who turned into 44. So a decent first half, maybe we get there, Yeah. But still, like it was a nice thing. And Trae Young and them were all terrible and couldn't make a shot all night, but still was enough to go with a little bit of, just a couple differentiators. All right. If that's cool, I'm going to get out of here and I will see you in a few hours.
Sounds good.
All right. Good luck tonight. And hopefully we're sweating all of you guys in 3 hours.
Sounds good. Later.
Good luck.